This is VOA News. I'm Scott Walterman. That is the sound of Israeli tanks in Gaza from a video released by the Israel Defense Forces in week 4 of the war. The United Nations says more than 100,000 Palestinians are sheltering at Gaza hospitals. As we hear now from AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma, the need for aid is desperate.
Nearly 3 dozen trucks entered Gaza on Sunday in the largest aid convoy since the war between Israel and Hamas began. But humanitarian workers say the assistance still falls desperately short of needs after thousands of people broke into warehouses to take flour and basic hygiene products. Israel's allowed only a trickle of aid in so far. The trucks carried water, food and medicine, entering the only border crossing from Egypt. After visiting the Rafah crossing, the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court called the suffering of civilians profound and said he'd not been able to enter Gaza. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Family members of people taken hostage by Hamas held a news conference in Copenhagen on Monday, calling for the release of their loved ones.
We don't know any information. Nobody tell us what his situation is, if alive or dead. What's happening there?
A Shabbat table was laid out in central Copenhagen with empty seats representing the missing hostages. Hamas has also released a video with 3 female hostages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday denounced the video as cruel psychological propaganda. Israel says at least 239 people were kidnapped in the raids on October 7th. This is VOA News. General Motors and the United Auto Workers Union reached a tentative agreement, 2 sources familiar with the matter told Reuters on Monday, effectively ending the simultaneous strike against the Detroit 3 automakers with record wage and benefit hikes. The accord follows agreements reached in the last few days by the union with Ford and Chrysler owner Stellantis in what experts say stand as significant victories for auto laborers after years of stagnant wages and painful concessions made by the union following the 2008 financial crisis. Spanish police said on Monday they seized 700 kilos of cocaine hidden among scrap metal in a truck from Costa Rica in the southern Spanish city of Malaga. Footage showed officers dismantling the truck and finding blue packets inside an aluminum box after opening it with drills and tweezers. 8 people were arrested. The United States has for the first time begun buying Japanese seafood to supply its military in the country. VOA's Tommy McNeil says it's a response to China's ban on Japanese seafood after Tokyo released treated water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant.
Unveiling the initiative in a Reuters interview on Monday, U.S. Ambassador to Japan Rahm Emanuel said it would begin with purchases of scallops before expanding to all types of Japanese seafood. Beijing, previously the biggest buyer of Japanese seafood globally, says its ban is due to food safety fears. The UN's nuclear watchdog has vouched for the safety of the water release, which began in August, and G7 trade ministers have called for the immediate repeal of bans on Japanese food. Tommy McNeil, VOA News.
Luis Rubiales, the former president of the Spanish Football Association, has been banned from all football-related activities for 3 years by FIFA. This happened Monday. Of course, allegedly he gave a non-consensual kiss to Spain player Jenny Hermoso after this year's Women's World Cup final. The success of Ukraine's new Black Sea export corridors led to a sharp increase in the number of rail wagons heading to the ports of Odessa, according to a senior railways official on Monday. He said the commercial department of the Ukrainian railways has seen a more than 50% increase in grain. I'm Scott Walterman, VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.